Hey, it's Megan. Welcome back to another dollar DIY video. This time we are making fall DIYs that can be used indoors or outdoors, and these can be customized to fit your own style. No matter how you're decorating for fall, you can make these work for you, my friend. In fact, these DIYs, I'm not keeping myself. I'm making these for my neighbors. Y'all really liked that in the last video. So the cool thing is they're not all my style, but they all look super high end. All right, that's all I really have to say about that. So we are getting started right now. We're starting this video off with a super simple DIY. All you need are one of these Dollar Tree farm fresh pumpkin yardsticks, I guess. We're gonna keep the yardstick part for a later DIY. This can definitely be used for something else, but for this DIY, we only need the truck part. And one of Dollar Tree's 12-inch wreath forms and 8 or 9 Walmart boxwoods. They're only 97 cents each. The great thing about this DIY is very minimal hot glue. You just stick the picks in to the wreath and then go back and fluff the wreath out. By itself, this is a great looking wreath. And once again, no hot glue is needed for the florals or greenery. So that's great. You can totally reuse this wreath form. Then make a burlap bow or any type of bow using Dollar Tree's ribbon. I did hot glue the bow and the truck down, but you don't have to do that. You could tie it on and then hot glue something to tie the truck on. And this is also a personal preference. To make this more personalized, use some Dollar General's chalkboard contact paper. Then you can write your family's name, welcome, hello, go away, whatever you want to write on here. For this next DIY, we are using this little wooden, I'm not sure what it is. I thought it was a napkin holder, but it's too small for that. It's from Dollar Tree. It has 2 pumpkins on each side and they pull apart really easily. We only need 1 pumpkin and we're using Mossy Meadow to paint the pumpkin and one of Dollar Tree's furniture scratch markers to color in the stem. The furniture scratch markers come in a pack of 3. It's really a great deal. Then another one of Dollar Tree's wooden pumpkins. And this time we're taking another furniture scratch marker, coloring around the edges just because it's easier than painting and it's kind of like a stain. Then for the middle, territorial beige mixed with light blue, but personal preference, you can paint this whatever color you want. Then one more pumpkin. This is the largest pumpkin, another wood pumpkin from Dollar Tree. And we're getting creative on this one. So using some painter's tape or a ruler, mark it off. I just eyeballed it, but you can measure if you want to. I just don't think it makes a difference. And draw some stripes. Then going the opposite way, you're gonna do the same thing. So you kind of have like checkers. Then, now this is not the color I ended up using, but I wanna say you can use any paint color, just mix it with water and paint over where we just did the marker. After that, go back and use one of Dollar Tree's white chalk paint markers or paint pens. It looks like chalk, and make more checkers like in the middle of the previous checkers. You see what I'm saying here? So then it ends up looking like a different type of plaid. Something besides buffalo check. Now, I don't have any orange paint, but that's what I wanted. I wanted a muted orange, so I mixed red, yellow, and sandstone together to make an orange. Mixed it with water again, and that's how I actually ended up painting this pumpkin. I also wanted some depth and dimension to the pumpkin, so where the pumpkin would be indenting, it's not called rungs, I don't even know what it's called. Where the pumpkin would be indenting, I used more pigmented paint or a drier brush and stroked around those areas. And I know I'm not describing this perfectly, but I know you can see what I was talking about. Then just glue all 3 pumpkins together and using the yardstick from the first DIY, hot glue that to the back. Lastly, and totally optional, taking some scrap ribbon, the ribbon is from Dollar Tree, and just making a little bow and hot gluing that to the top. And this turned out really cute. I love this. My neighbor wanted something very, very similar to this. She sent me some inspiration. She showed me some other pictures of items she likes. So I just styled it here, just kind of give you an idea of how she will be styling it, putting it in a bin of flowers or a planter with flowers. Super cute, super fall. Love the way it turned out. And we're on to the next one where you just need any two of Dollar Tree's door tags. They sell these year round, different seasons, different styles. Doesn't matter, just two of them. Now, typically I would just paint the back and don't even worry about the front. But since I'm giving this away, I did scrape off the glitter and then paint both sides. And by the way, I always use Rustoleum's white chalk paint just because of the coverage and I love the way it looks. Now I made this free printable. And as always, whenever I make a free printable, I share it with you for free, linked in the description. I don't have a Cricut, so I just print this off, scribble the back, and then trace it out onto whatever I'm trying to put something, you know, put words on. And this works well for me. If you have a Cricut, then hey, Cricut it up, go for it. I don't, and I don't plan on buying one. Then go back and trace it with a Sharpie and then paint on the inside of the lines. Now, personal preference, go back and lightly sand. I like sanding just because it makes it look more of a print. In my opinion, it makes it look more high end. And now we're on to the second door tag. Because remember, we painted the front and back of two door tags. This time we're sanding first. And hey, once again, personal preference here. And then we are using the other pumpkin from the first DIY. So remember there were two, we only used one. We're using the other one, painting it orange, taking mossy green, painting the stem, and we are going to make this look super high end by also giving this pumpkin some dimension and depth and contrast, burnt umber, and just barely dry stroking to show like the three circles. I used my finger to rub the paint together. I know everyone doesn't want to do that, but you can use a paper towel instead if you want to. And actually, you could totally omit this step and just paint it orange. I wanted to go back in and do the extra 3 rings because I feel like sometimes pumpkins look like apples if we don't do that. Now, these stencils are from Dollar Tree, but hey, heads up. I did put the word pumpkin on the printout. If you can't find these stencils, you can still make this DIY. So you can totally use pumpkin on the printout, scribble on the back with it, just like we did with hello. So whatever you gotta do, you can still make this DIY, my friend. A little bit of hot glue and hot glue our door tags together. Now here's the cool thing. We have a whole back. So if you want to make something on the back, you can. You could totally make these reversible. You can also leave the door tags just like this, or Dollar General sells this super cute bow for $2. Dollar Tree also has this ribbon only for $1. On my last DIY, we all saw how my bow making skills are not the best. So I just went with the Dollar General ribbon. I think it's cute. Pretty much what my neighbor wanted. She wanted a buffalo check ribbon, and I didn't really want to put myself through the traumatic experience of trying to make another bow. So we did the Dollar General $2 bow. And we're on to the next one, 14-inch wreath form from Dollar Tree. And we are going to take some pliers and just take off the outer ring. Now, let me tell you, I've had people in the comments and in real life tell me like they have an issue cutting the wreath forms of wire. I find it easiest if you take the pliers and twist them back and forth, not trying to totally chomp through the wire, twist them back and forth, and it just really helps the forms fall apart. I hope that helps somebody out. Then these ping pong balls, and we are poking holes in them. I'm using a hot glue gun, and I want to say this is not my idea. MUNEE DIY made one of these wreaths. I thought it was super cool, super innovative. And she used a drill in her video. So I have her video linked down below. Totally original MUNEE idea. Not my idea, but I thought it was cool enough to create. And then I'm using this spray paint from Walmart, $3.50. Hey, Walmart always carries 97-cent spray paint in their brand. I just don't think it's worth it. I feel like I waste 97 cents whenever I use it because it's just horrible coverage. Rustoleum works out really well for me. In fact, we just needed one thick coat. Then 2 of these greenery bouquets from Dollar Tree and this lamb's ear from Walmart. You get 2 for $2 or $1 each, however you want to look at that. And then taking a popsicle stick, we're going to hot glue that to the back. Then Dollar Tree has these mums. They come like 5 flowers to a pick, but I pulled mine apart. I used the other ones in a different DIY. So we're using 3 of these mums, but you only need to spend $1 because you get 5 flowers for $1. Glue the biggest flower in the middle and then just kind of start working our way out. So the 2 smaller flowers on the side, add our Dollar Tree bouquet, frosted bouquets, and then on the ends, I used wire to attach those just because we need a little bit more length. And then I also used wire to attach our popsicle stick with our florals to the wreath. And that's just so we can switch this wreath out. Like if we want to, maybe we can use it for summer or Christmas just the same. Dollar Tree carries these little pumpkin picks. They come in cream and orange. I have a hard time finding cream. So if you can't find cream, just know you can get the orange and spray paint them. And voila, here we go. Super cool wreath. These wreaths can go either way. They're very versatile. You can put them on your door. You can put them in your house. Although I do want to say these ping pong balls are pretty flimsy. And this does look really pretty on a front door. I would recommend keeping it inside just because they're really thin. And if you get a lot of heat, I don't know. I feel like the ping pong balls would collapse. And we're on the next one. So you just need some burlap and one of Dollar Tree's scarves, or you could use their ribbon. And then Dollar General carries these huge flour sacks, 2 for $2. We're using one of those. Just cut up everything, cut up all the things. And by the way, this is actually easier than I thought it was gonna be. In fact, the flour sacks are just easier to pull apart instead of just going through and cutting them individually. The ribbon and the scarf I did have to cut up. And I didn't even use a full scarf. I actually ended up using leftover scarf from my last DIY. Then all you gotta do is just tie your pieces to some twine or some string. And you have a really cool banner. Actually, these banners are pretty darn expensive at Michael's and on Amazon for like how much they actually cost to make yourself. What is this, like $4? And they go for like $20. Same size too, by the way. And you can scrunch the pieces together or spread them apart. Super easy DIY. That's going to my neighbor as well. She wanted one for her front door. And we're on to the last one, some Dollar Tree Jenga blocks. Glue these together to make FLL. I did this in my last DIY, but we're changing it up just a little bit, okay? Then hot glue and add the ribbon of your choice. You can do burlap like I'm doing, or you can do whatever ribbon you like. Any ribbon, any fabric, it doesn't matter. Then just cut away the ribbon or fabric of your choice. Then these leaves, they come in a 5-pack at Dollar Tree. They already have the little hooks on them. They are almost the perfect size for the FLL. You could totally leave these as is. I just wanted to cut it down because I think it looked better. And I mean, it wasn't hard to do. So look, we got FLL. Obviously, we're spelling out fall, my friend. Then just take a paper clip or a clothespin and hot glue that to the back. Either one would work out just fine. Then you can use twine, or Dollar Tree's carrying this really cool mesh tube, favorite mesh tube I've ever seen, like ever. And just clip your F leaf LL, your fall word, to the ribbon or twine. Or you could even use beaded garland. And that's it. Hey, thank you so much for watching. So much love to you. I will catch you next time, my friend.